Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Pardon the Interruption. I am here with I'm Jess Bueller, and I'm here with my co-hosts Scott and Connor. And my question for both of you guys is, who do you think is going to be a sleeper team this season in the NFL? We'll start with you first.
There are a lot of teams in the AFC that could legitimately be sleeper teams. But I'm going with the green team from the AFC East, the New York Jets. I know people think that they are an incompetent franchise that cannot do anything since Mark Sanchez was their quarterback during Sanchez. But they have a young receiving core consisting of Corey Davis and Elijah Moore. They have C.J. Uzoma, who is a tight end that got them to the Super Bowl. They've got, if Zach Wilson can truly develop into the quarterback that they want to be, he is going to be very good like he was at BYU.
Okay,
and they've
but
got multiple young talent. They've got a lot of young talent that is like, if they don't do it this year, their young talent and how they've drafted in this year especially, it's going to bring them there eventually. Why not this year?
because the AFC East is still a tough division. Having Miami, you've got Tua, you've got Tyreek Hill, you have the Patriots, Bill Belichick, and Mac Jones. You have the Jets, who haven't been able to win that division forever, and then you got the Buffalo Bills, who were just in a very, very consistent set of playoff run years. And to me, Zach Wilson almost needs a Kyler Murray kind of clause on his rookie contract. He needs to get to the books, and he needs to work on his game.
Yeah, well, here's what I heard. I heard the same thing about the Cincinnati Bengals last year. Joe Burrow with his knee injury. I heard that Cincinnati Bengals were coasting on a bad reputation. I heard that last year. And look what they did. They went all the way to the Super Bowl.
But Joe Burrow isn't going out and dating old women.
Have a bad reputation as of right now. But I don't see why, with their young core, they've done vast improvements to the roster. And I could definitely see them. Why can't they break their reputation as well?
If they want to break the reputation, Zach Wilson is not the quarterback. If they want to have any shot, Mike White played better in the regular season than Zach Wilson did last year when Zach Wilson was hurt.
Well, Mike White's really good, and he didn't get given a chance. I can't say anything about that, but he's had one season under the belt, and the Jets were not a very good team. The receiving core was not terrible, but it was not good. So I'm just saying that Zach Wilson, they knew he was going to be developed after college. So the first year was supposed to be rocky. It was supposed to be rocky. So I could definitely see him develop into a quarterback that can lead a team to the playoffs.
I could see him developing into a quarterback in like 5 years maybe if he got a decent coaching staff around him, because right now I don't feel like they have the right offensive minds in that building. I mean, I'm a San Francisco fan, and Robert Saleh is not an offensive-minded guy. He's a defensive coordinator at the head coach helm, and lately defensive coordinators have not been working out the greatest as head coaches.
The New York Jets, I have a feeling that they are just like, they're really turning a corner organizational-wise, and it's a hunch, and there's lots of evidence that could say that they could do it this year.
If I'm going for a sleeper team, I'm taking a safer pick with a team that's maybe made the playoffs once or twice the last couple years, but it's always a first-round exit. And I'm talking a sleeper team to have a chance to compete for a national championship in the Super Bowl. I'm talking the Las Vegas Raiders or even the Los Angeles Chargers. Keenan Allen on the Chargers, Devontae Adams on the Raiders, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. I mean, you've got the weapons there. Mike Williams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. You've got just loads of talent on both those defenses. If I'm talking sleeper teams, I'm talking teams that haven't won that division and have been first-round exits.
I look at those teams, and I agree with your Los Angeles Chargers pick, but I don't know if they're sleeper teams. I think it's been almost a decision at this point that the Chargers and quite possibly the Raiders are up-and-coming teams, and they're going to make the playoffs this season. I guess the only debate that you could have about that is possibly the Las Vegas Raiders. And the one thing that I can say about that is Devontae Adams not having Aaron Rodgers anymore. But Derek Carr and Devontae Adams play together at Fresno State. And I know that all too well as a Boise State fan, how that goes. So I just don't think those two are sleeper teams at this point.
Okay, well, if you want to talk about more of a sleeper team than that, then let's talk about San Francisco. They haven't had a very consistent quarterback, and not anybody is really talking like Trey Lance is going to be the best guy out there because he hasn't been proven yet. Even as a Niners fan myself, I don't really think they have what it takes on the offensive side just because of the position of quarterback. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if we're talking about projects, about how Zach Wilson's a project, Trey Lance came from North Dakota State and didn't play all that many games at North Dakota State. I mean, think about it. If Zach Wilson isn't a good enough quarterback to lead the Jets to the playoffs, how can I trust that Trey Lance, who didn't even play in his first season, no less, like a little bit, but it was on design plays that were only meant for him, behind Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, he needs to develop more than Zach Wilson at this point. I mean, I'm not saying that he's a worse quarterback than him by any means. I'm just saying that if Zach Wilson truly can't develop in his second year, how should I trust that Trey Lance should have?
Because he's outperformed Zach Wilson in the combine, and even in the few games he did play, he had way better completion percentages and way better just overall just stats in every category. Trey Lance has weapons around him that have already proven themselves. Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle, and then Elijah Mitchell out of the backfield. And he has that really good offensive line solidified by Trent Williams. I think San Francisco has a real shot to develop Trey Lance and get somewhere a lot quicker than the Jets do with Zach Wilson.
One thing I forgot about the Jets. The running back that they drafted this year, Breece Hall from Iowa State, has a potential to be one of the best running backs in the NFL by week 1. Like, you see the potential from him in Iowa State. Like, him and Kenneth Walker have the potential to be incredibly
But he could be
talented
Saquon
running
Barkley
backs.
Jr. He could be very injury prone without a good offensive line.
He could be, but your running game, if he somehow just isn't as good, he doesn't develop as much as they thought he would, they could go at the backs of Michael Carter and Breece Hall, who can take them like, it makes their offense all that much two-dimensional.
I guess we're just going to have to see what this season brings.
Yep, it's going to be a crazy one, that's for sure.
Yep, I think it will as well. If it had to be me, I'd say that if Drew Lock can show his stuff, the Seahawks might be able to sneak in as a 7th seed, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. In the meantime, that's our show. Thanks so much for watching.